All right, good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital, nightly strategy podcast for May 23rd, 2024. We're going to go straight to sniper trades of the day. So these are all on 3-minute bars. This one is EWW Mexico. Here's the close. There's the opening range 3. I get short when it crosses below the PSAR. Check or hold. And let's see what we get. So there's my standard risk box. I am anchoring that to the PSAR on the top. Notice that's right where the RL30 rolls over. There's your RL10 rollover. So that's a reasonable risk box right there. And it moves out immediately in our direction. Big failure right out the gate. That's what we like to see. That's the prototypical move that we think is the morning collapse. After the second reversal, excuse me. After the second time this R10 reversed, 1, 2, 3, I take that exit. So for this 1 unit of risk, we earn 2 units of reward. So that's a 2R trade right out the gate. Check or hold. That now sets up the SSC, supported spring crossing, as the reversal. You know, the MACD histogram rolls up, entering the Red River. Price, the R10 has reversed and crossed the dragon. PSAR is flipped. So we enter, that is the risk box, down to the PSAR. And again, with that as my entry, the only thing that I have to do, my job, is to get my risk out and above my entry as soon as I reasonably can in order to lock in no lose plus dinner for 2. I'm noticing this region up here as the resistance. So if it gets up to test that resistance, I'll have about 2R in hand up here. I'll wait till it gets above the peak of the R10, and then that's where I would add a second position somewhere up in there. If this rolls over and fails and comes out the bottom, then I will be short with the collapsing dragon. Lather, rinse, and repeat. Quick scratch. It was initially successful, then a quick scratch. Re-entry on the COTA 2 as it crosses the VWAP for a half an hour, exiting at the PSAR flip. Short when it crosses the VWAP and the Bollinger Band and the RL10 turns to red and the PSAR has rolled over. Standard risk. Now the collapse really occurs. Second position on a 2R battle drill. PSAR exit. And that was the daily trade on that one. So this one gave us about 2R. This one was a scratch. This one gave us 0.5. And this one gave us 1, 2 on the first one and 1 on the second one for about 3. So this comes in around 5R for the day. Check or hold. This is DIA. That's a gap down and collapsing dragon. Standard risk box. Collapses immediately. Like to see that. I take the reversal exit at the skin of the dragon for about 1R. Caught a 2 continuation to the downside with a short. Standard risk. And that scratches. Another collapsing dragon below the VWAP, new low of the day, standard risk box. Second position on a 2R battle drill. Exiting at the PSAR flip, check or hold. And that's it for the day. So this gives us something like, that's about 1R. This is a scratch. This one earns 1, 2, 3R on the first one, 1R on the second one. Again, a total of about 5R on DIA, the Dow Jones Industrial. Look how orderly that rascal trades. EWW Mexico. This is the OR3. I get short here. Wait a minute, did we already do that one? Yeah, I'm sorry, we already did the EWW. Sorry, had it double counted. Thought I recognized that pattern. All right, this one is IYR. So this is the real estate, commercial real estate ETF. Watch how orderly this thing trades. Here's the OR3. I get short on a new low of the day with a standard risk box. Quick scratch. It was working at first, you know. I didn't mind this, but it reversed sharply, so I managed to get out with a scratch. And then it reverses quickly again, but span of control and other things that were moving better. And then I regret because this thing actually sold quite a bit. After lunch, I pay attention. Here's a collapsing dragon. And now it has violated, you got the VWAP, you have the Bollinger Band mean, you have the lower highs in the RL10, so that makes it a Kata 2. Here's a collapsing dragon and a PSAR flip. This is a collapsing dragon off of this price. Standard risk box. Down we go. Check or hold. It's after the lunch hour. Standard exit at the PSAR flip. One unit of risk. 2 units of reward. That's about 2R. Here's Brazil. There's the close, gap up open, runs all the way up, starts to reverse. Breaks below the Bollinger Band main, new low of the day. PSAR collapse short with a standard wrist box. Checker hold. Oh, I didn't get the green dot. The green dot should be in there. Sorry. Should be exiting right around here for about 2R. Collapsing dragon and PSAR flip short. It's below the VWAP and collapse, so we speculate in. Quick scratch, quick reentry, another half an R. So about 2.5 R for the day on Brazil. Let's shift over and look at the traders today. Here's Tim. And he's using his setups on TradingView. He tries it long, quick cut, re-enters long, quick cut, gets short, massively good for 8R. Nets 7.3 for the day. They all look the same leaving the station. Hamad brings home 2.5 on DIA. This time he gets the OR3 quickly. Gets the OR3 quickly for the short with a standard wrist box. Smashes it, re-enters, quick cut, re-enters, quick loss, couple quick losses, but he ends up at 2.5 for the day. Probably got a little too aggressive out in here, as he notes in his trade coaching log. Minus 0.8 in the grind here in Mexico. The re-entry he missed would have made it a positive day. Scratch on EWZ. We were late getting the re-entry here, and that's turned this into a flat day instead of a winning day. This is Jonathan, and he's trading EWW on the 3 minutes. Sort of standard practice here. I thought this was slow getting in. Here's the OR3. When it goes below the Bollinger Band main, I kind of like the short in here. When it's on the inside curve of the dragon, that's a good short. But he does get it here. Quick loss. Re-entry was slow. The re-entry should be right about here instead of here. Another quick loss. Another, he gets long here on a 1, 2, 3. Second position and cuts it. Gets short and covers. And then this one is nice. He smashes the SFC short for 4.39. This is where you need to be looking at adding the second position because you have a Z3 pinch right here. So when that breaks, that also breaks this low over here. And so your second position is probably right here as a collapsing dragon, and that would have given you another +2 or 3. So instead of 2, we might have had 4. And George, 0.2, he skips the OR3, Again, I will ask why. That's 1, 2, 3, almost 4R on the table, but we do get a nice entry here, a good exit for a 0.2 day. Those things are hot coming right out of the open. All right, let's take a look at the reports. Come on. There we go. Sorry about the delay. So the 150-day look back. There's your low. Here's the all-time high. This is that Kata 2 entry around in here is really starting to feel good as it's pushing to the all-time high. The daily, this was a bit of a reversal today. It pushed to a new high briefly, but then rolled down and collapsed. It's still north of the PSAR and north of the skin of the dragon, but we want to see it recover and break north. But that's a cautionary tale for tomorrow on a Friday. And you can see this is sort of the collapse of conviction in the afternoon. I would not be surprised to see it run all the way back down to here, though. So I will be an aggressive trader on that move. Really as a hedge against long side positions. We remain comfortably in bullish quiet. This little sell-off today was noticeable. Still on risk on, but volatility is rolling over. That gets to be a sign of cooling off a little bit. We have buy on dip opportunities on MDY, ILF, and European 350. Lots of surprise sell-offs today. Got people leaning a little bit in the Dow. Strong NVIDIA just knocked it out of the park. Those of you that have been following along, hopefully you were able to get in back at 850 as we did. And that's up 20% since that call. And it's crushing the pair trade against Intel. The globals experienced a little bit of sell-off here as well. Not as bad as the US. Lots of auto framers given the narrow range of the day. Summer has given way to fall, and so there's a little concern about things rolling over and taking a break. So I'm going to be mindful of that. Marijuana, Tesla, Nvidia in our top five of trading targets. And let's see. Let's look at the Z-scores of our regression lines. Yep. This is the compound critical state as we wonder what's it going to do from here. Does it break out of this yellow zone, which is normal, and recover? Or does it pull back and test? 50-50. It has come back to the upper skin of the river. This is the retracement. This would be the resumption. And it's a coin flip. Tomorrow should be volatile, though, as people posture tactically. All right, that's everything for today. We'll get this published and posted, and we'll be ready for them tomorrow. Take good care, and see you in the chat room.